Welcome to my March Stashbuster junk journal for dear Julie. The name of this book is called The Seamstress. As everybody I've talked to who did this challenge said, there's a lot of stuff in this book, so unfortunately I'm probably not going to be able to make a really short video. The cover image was inspired by Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah. She did a series on Pinterest inspired items, and this is sort of my version. There's a lot of texture going on the cover. Let's flip it over so you can see there's just a plain piece of upholstery fabric on the back, faux leather on the spine, and all sorts of things going on the front. The name of my book is called The Seamstress. So these pictures, you'll see these pictures of women throughout, they're actually from an old family photo album, and I photocopied them and scanned them, photocopied, and printed them out. So they are old. They're from the 1920s, and I believe one is from around 1900. So The Seamstress. There's lots of sewing bits and pieces. I just put a little label here so whoever uses this book can fill in date, name, whatever they want. An old butterick pattern from the 1980s. Folds out, and there is, boy, can you even see this? I don't think so. There's butterick there, just spreading space. Just trying to keep this in frame, it's going to be difficult. The recycled rounds, I did some fabric yo-yos from some old junk fabric, and there is a notebook in here that was one of the mini challenges, I believe. I made my own ephemera for this by photocopying and scanning different sewing items. Some is real, I'll point it out as I go along. A lot of collage pages. This is a photocopy of a piece from my mother's sewing machine that I have. So that was early 1950s. This is the first envelope. It has a sticker, card made from a sewing piece. This is a little pocket down here. The envelope flips. This comes out, and this is a button card I made with a little tuck in behind and just blank writing space on the back. Lots and lots of these throughout, little button cards that are actually photocopied. This is an original seam binding piece, and I made a tuck page in here with just a piece of paper in it and a little card here that can be written on. Ruffle we had to make, extended the page, and don't tell me this decided to stick together. Nope, this is actually supposed to be there. A pocket done like a shirt. There's a note card in here and a mini tag in the pocket. Just a blank page. Another one of the old retro pictures from the 1920s by the look of the dress. Not sure who it was, some relative, not sure who. This is just a flip out with a bunch of paper, and then this flips out the other way. Another one of the recycled rounds. This is my mother's measuring tape, and I photocopied. I would never cut that measuring tape in a million years, no way. It's also from the early 1950s. This is just paper strips stuck together. A cluster on a library card pocket with another, I think this was one of the mini challenges, and I used that pocket to make a tuck spot, which is just some paper stuck back there. Sticker with measuring tape. Covered my ugly paper with pattern pieces in this one. This is a tuck page. There's a card back there, and I used one of the tags that was in the mini challenge just to add something to the page. Snippet roll used as a belly band. I've just found with the amount of stuff trying to do a lot of the bands and things as they were asked for in the challenges didn't work, so I just stuck that card under the paper clip up here. This is a piece I made. It's a zipper, and as anybody who sews knows, you clip a lot of things together. I made these cards by putting buttons on the scanner, and I scan them. Just a flip out page with a flip flop in there. I did use the sticker numbers that were in letters that we were asked for in the challenge. They're all over the place in here. Lots of bits and pieces. This one's got an extra tuck. There's a button card in there. So I just incorporated a lot of the tucks all over the place. Ugly paper again. That's a paper clip, and there's just another one of the photocopied button cards. And as anybody sews know, you do little snips sometimes in a project. So I just did snips on a page edge with a piece of pattern. Another recycled round. These are made from a shopping bag. So, and I was trying to hide as much of my ugly paper on this page as I could, because this stuff is ugly. Lots of things where I've just stuck pieces of measuring tape that I photocopied. The white measuring tape is actually mine. Can't find my green one. One of the pockets we made, and I stuck it as a tuck. And this is an original, I think that packet is probably from the 1960s. Most people who sew, you just take the packages off and chuck them because you're not interested. The black blanket binding stuck on. I made these with a punch board just for some interest, bits and pieces. Another envelope, and this one is kind of unusual. Has a pull-out card, and you flip it, and another pocket is stuck on here. And then I made another pull-out card there, and just added all sorts of little collaged bits and pieces onto it. Flip-out page. That was one of the bands we had to make. I can't remember what it was for, but I used it there. Writing space added in. Another band, and I found just with the bulk of the book, it just wasn't strong enough to hold anything, but it could still be used as a tuck under here. But I kind of liked it like that. The two cut apart hearts, and I just made this under here. And this is actually from an embroidery book. I've got 3 cards made from that. It's a book I got when I was a kid. And so it's old, and I just photocopied it. Another little round, that's just a piece off a piece of thread. Another shopping bag piece, old junk fabric that was headed for the garbage. I made this by photocopying button cards. This pocket, I just added in for what the heck. A lot of these are old. I have a lot of old thread that I was given over the years, and I just haven't used up. That was off an old one, probably 1950s, maybe 40s. Right after the Second World War, probably. Another pocket. This has, the camera. This has 2 cards. One here and one here. Again, an original skein cover. You know, it's old when it says will boil on it. Yeah, we haven't boiled that laundry in how many years, right? Another paper clip. This one was done as a pocket, and this is an actual button card that I had used up the buttons. I just popped it on there. Actual pins stuck in here. And what I did is I glued the ends of the paper, the pins, under a couple layers of paper so that you don't stick yourself. Tissue paper ruffle. Another very old picture that I photocopied and put onto cardstock. This one, from the clothing and the condition of the picture, is probably 1900 or maybe even a little bit earlier. My clear element, this I sewed onto the page to make a pocket. These are very old bits from packaging from thread. Again, you can see Nun's Boil Proof. Yeah, yummy. This is a little envelope. I just made a card to go in there and stuck it down. Another one of the rounds. More ugly paper that's being covered. This one with a napkin. This was, again, in the theme. I did page edge by creating a stitch sample on the sewing machine and then glued it on. So really in theme. This was just a reinforcement on the page, and then I added a pocket over here. It's got two cards, one here and one here, and then the page itself is a tuck with some paper in it. This is an envelope. This was from a package of elastic, so I used that to create this little tab here. Let's see, this little thing. This is from a packaging from Dritz, more modern. Just created a band with that, and then the actual card in the page, the envelope is there. Doily glued on. I just glued on the cut parts. This is from that book I was saying I got when I was a kid. So this is early 60s, maybe 50s. Photocopied it to make a card. And you go, whatever. And on the opposite side is from the embroidery book, and that's a pattern as well, just stuck in behind the doily. Here's an envelope. Seam binding, 25 cents. I think it's about $4 nowadays. So it's another oldie. Don't know when it was put out. And then I made little cards to go in. This one's Schmetz needles. I have a thing for my mom's sewing box. Snap fasteners. You can see I used some of them for something or other. On the back there's a little tag. Ruffle. More just adding things. It's flip out. This is a tuck. Big sticker. Plain page. Ugly paper made into a tuck page. And this again was one of the cards I made for something else, but it just didn't work. I think it was to go with this band, but I just stuck it in differently. This one is just left open, but that's a paper clip. Again, an actual piece. This piece I think is modern. Pretty sure I bought that very recently. This was inspired by Eve at Scrapbooking with Me. Has a hidden card inside the band. Another card down here where the envelope is stuck backwards. And then this one has the original lady with, I think that actually is a button card on some pattern paper. Again, ugly paper in the background. I've been trying to use this paper pad up forever. It's so ugly. This was an old measuring tape I got somewhere in some junk, and I thought it was interesting because it's red. Made in China. So I photocopied it. Made a little booklet here, put a picture of some snap fasteners on. Some pattern pieces, just a little booklet for writing things in. Reinforced it with another button card, look. This folds out. This one's interesting. Measuring tape. And the tuck is actually in here. So it doesn't have anything in it at the moment. It could have something in it. Doesn't matter. I used this envelope. I don't know why I made this envelope, but it's a tuck with a card in there. These are directions from a sewing machine. This card comes out, and it has a button card with a card. It's made from junk. More things just stuck. These are just stuck down. You can put tucks under them if you want. This one's actually kind of cute. This pocket was Liz, the Paper Project, showed this originally, and it opens out and it's a bathrobe. There's a card here, just some note paper, a little mini pocket there, and in the front there's a paper, and that's just an old piece from some buttons. Another measuring tape. This was just an add-on pocket. It sits on the short page. This was from Elastic. Just different little sewing items. I think this one I did as one of the mini challenges. I can just go with this one. Another blanket binding, snippet roll. This is a photocopied zipper, and again a funky sort of tuck thing here. Let's put this button card so you know. Sort of looks like the page is zippered shut, but it isn't. Ruffle. Paper clip with a button card. Another round, one of the rounds I made. Piece of a pattern book, pattern package. Stuck on. This is an envelope, zigzag card, some stuff here from sewing machine. Flip it over, vellum envelope that flips up, and inside there's a button card and a piece of lace. More pattern directions. Another one of the required bounds. I can't remember if it was a page edge or what. I don't know. I don't remember. Hopefully this is all in the frame. Over. There we go. I sewed this one on by making this. I embroidered the piece to this piece of paper. It's got beads, embroidery floss, and then glue it down. Old piece of a pattern there. Another paper clip used as a tuck with just a button thing. Belly band with a double tuck in it. Another piece of really ugly paper that I glued a napkin over. This was just some lace that I have, lingerie lace. Trying to use it up. It's old. A piece of a pattern with a pin through it. Again, the pin end is stuck down. Just another round. Another envelope. This one's got a couple items just tucked in on a tuck. Somebody sent me this in a Happy Mail, so I just stuck it on there. I left the back blank so it can have future things. And more sewing machine instructions. This one is just strips. Tuck on the back with that, and this actually opens, and I think that I put paper in there or not. I don't remember. Anyway, it opens up. Little mini pocket, and it's got a button card and a mini tag. Oops, button card, mini tag. Oh, yeah. What did I get to? Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah. Another sort of flippy page. Use this one as a tuck. Plain, another pattern. Another elastic piece, sticker. Oh, this is all in frame. More just embellishments. It's just a mini piece of rickrack I've been trying to use up for years. Piece of a pattern, just with writing space, and another snap fastener. But again, I photocopied these so they wouldn't be so thick. And here's an ugly paper that I covered, and you can see there's a napkin and a piece of paper. Pattern paper, and I think a piece of tissue paper over top. Anyway, that's the challenge. It's a huge amount of stuff. I hope this all fits the challenge. It definitely needs to be abbreviated. Bye for now. Oh, come on. Did you